Sportico's senior sports valuation and legal reporter Peter J. Swartz and junior sports business reporter Randall Williams created an NFL franchise valuation report that factored in national revenue from media deals and league sponsorships. They calculated each team's revenue based on publicly available financial details and on interviews with those who have an idea about the team's finances. The revenue was then multiplied by a team-specific value based on several factors like market strength, saturation, debt revenue, brand strength, and historical sales. The multiplier ranged from 5.25 to 7, which helped determine an NFL team's fair value. Hi, I'm Vin Cuevas from Watson Sports, and here are the top 5 most valuable NFL teams. Dallas Cowboys. In terms of total value, the Dallas Cowboys are the National Football League's most expensive team with a valuation of $6.4 billion. No surprises here because the Cowboys rank number 1 in Forbes' annual ranking of the most valuable sports teams and the only NFL team in the top 5. That's a huge jump from the $150 million Jerry Jones paid to purchase the team in 1989. The marketability of America's team, its constant presence in sports media, and their impressive stadium with naming rights leased to AT&T are just some factors that continue to bump the Cowboys' value up. Finding a buyer for the Cowboys at this current value is impossible because there's not a lot of people or even ownership groups in the world who would pay that much for an NFL franchise. Next on the list is the New England Patriots with a value of $4.9 billion. Largely because of their winning tradition, you have the right to bump up your advertising and ticket prices if you won 6 Super Bowl championships and played in 9. Tom Brady is must-see football, and it's fascinating to witness Bill Belichick's genius in motion. Excellence does get paid, and that's why the Patriots are in the top 10 of the Forbes list. Coming in at number 3 are the Los Angeles Rams with a value of $4.1 billion. Largely because they are one of the bigger NFL markets. But what about the Chargers, who share the same city? Well, the Super Bowl appearance increased the Rams' valuation, as well as making the jump to LA first. Older football fans in the Los Angeles area still have an affinity of the team that played in the City of Angels from 1946 to 1994. The Chargers, while an intriguing franchise, is still largely associated with San Diego. Consider them the Clippers of the NFL. Finally, rounding out the top 5 are the 2 franchises in New York, the New York Giants and the New York Jets. Sportico's calculations peg the Giants at $4 billion, while the Jets are at $3.7 billion. Tradition also plays a big role because these 2 well-known teams have represented the Big Apple for decades, even though they play now in New Jersey. Of course, the market is the biggest factor in their huge valuation. New York City is an important market to establish a presence, and that's why all major sports leagues in the US have more than 1 team in New York. One thing to note, that value doesn't always translate to wins, and all of these teams are already knocked out of the playoffs. I'm Vin Cuevas from Watson Sports. For more content just like this, head on over to watsonsports.com.